This episode of the Bayou Dragons podcast is proudly brought to you by Dragon Industrial Wrap.
Fierce. Ready for any project, no matter how big or how small. Dragon Industrial Wrap.
And welcome back to another episode of the Bayou Dragons podcast. This is episode 40, and it is in San Antonio, Texas, at the Texas Trophy Hunters Association extravaganza. They have way too many words on their name. Today is me and Mitch McCall, and we are with two very interesting young I was going to say new friends. I mean, Garrett and Savannah. I don't remember y'all's last name, so
Waits.
Bond?
Yeah.
James Bond and Garrett Waits, and they are a part of the Texas State chapter of the Texas Trophy Hunters. And we talked a little bit this yesterday. I was like, man, y'all seem like y'all would be pretty interesting people to have on to the podcast. And we'll go ahead and throw this in there. Savannah is the very first female ever on the podcast, so congratulations, golf clap. Oh. Anyway, Savannah, do you want to go first? Give us a little backstory of where you grew up, got to Texas State, and how you got involved into this.
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up here in San Antonio, in my hometown, and I never really was around like hunting and all that in the outdoors, middle of San Antonio, not much going on there. And in high school, they offered an ag program. We were like an ag magnet school. And so once I got into that, I just realized that it was kind of my passion, stuff in the outdoors and all of that. And yeah, I did livestock for a while. I did some mechanics classes and kind of narrowed down that I was more into the wildlife side of things, animals and all that. And then I found Texas State. My best friend went here, and I didn't really know they had an ag program at all, but I just applied because she went here, and I didn't want to go anywhere else. And then I found TTHA through one of my friends, Maya, and we're here now. And it's really grown since I joined for sure, and we just want to keep growing it. And I think we're doing great this year.
100%. The chapter was reinstated in 2019. They started, I guess, mid-2000s. They started a chapter, and it just, how college chapters go. They fall off over time. Can't pick people to pick it back up and stuff. But we had some boys back in 2019 that started us back up and kind of got us rolling in the right direction. And then, I guess the guys that kind of got me into it, they just graduated last year. A couple of them.
Yeah.
And so they kind of were like, hey, you want to take the torch? We'll pass it off to you and see what you can do with it,
Hell yeah. So Garrett is talking for our listeners. Garrett, kind of give us your background and then go into what y'all do. Like, most people are going to be like, what does this chapter do or whatnot, so.
For sure. So I grew up in South Austin, just grew up playing sports my whole life and stuff. But, first love was always hunting and fishing. So I was just always out in the woods and stuff. Didn't play in video games or anything like that. So, my dad introduced me to it at a very young age. And, I was going to college. I was going to do the whole frat scene and all that. And then I ran across this, just an organization one day. And I was like, hey, it looks pretty cool. Joined it. And the boys were just, they're having a good old time. Just some good old boys having a good old time. Everyone here was very welcoming. I couldn't personally handle, the frat scene too much. It just never really meshed with me because it got in the way with hunting season and stuff. So kind of that torch got passed, and now it's just me and Savannah around the show. All our old people are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And what does, because you were telling me yesterday what y'all do, and that's what kind of got me, interested in having you on here, because y'all do a lot of unique things for, veterans and whatnot. Just kind of go in, basically what you told me yesterday. I was like, damn.
So, being a college chapter, TTHA, Texas Trophy Hunter Association, they give us kind of a baseline of what they want us to do, so we're required to come to these shows, which I have no problem doing. It's great networking and stuff. But, we are a college chapter, and so we try to split up the partying and the fun times with, business and helping others and stuff. So a lot of the stuff we do, whether it be in hunting season or in the off season, we go and work it with a big part. Our biggest partner would be Trinity Oaks, probably. they do a lot of dream hunts and Make-A-Wish stuff, as well as wounded warriors or kids that are less fortunate, or kids that lost parents in like combat or first responders, stuff like that. And we just got that opportunity last year, and we started off with them. We took one hunt in, I think it was late December last year, right around Christmas time. They had a couple of us come out, and we had, I think, 6 kids. And they never shot a deer before. They all have lost parents into combat and stuff like that. And it was just a very eye-awakening experience. I grew up with both parents in my life, or still very involved in my life. So being able to help those kids, it's like, and seeing them hunt and shoot them the first deer, and then all that stuff, that was like, it was that buck fever you got when you shot your first deer all over again. And so, like, that gratitude that you feel from that, and then also just, like, the gratitude they show towards you. Like, I have kids that I've taken on hunts and stuff still reach out to me, whether it's just asking me questions about just dumb shit in life, or if it's, hunting related, or just, call and say what's up.
Yeah.
But, so we started with Trinity Oaks. We talked to a couple people here helping Heroes Hunt. We talked to them yesterday. We look like we're going to try to do something with them, but, we're all good college students, all got strong backs still, so they're like, hey, you want to come out and hunt with us and help us out, because all this work that we're doing and all the organization we work for are nonprofits, so, they don't have the funding, pay a bunch of guides and stuff, so, and they respect that, they understand that, we're the next generation of hunters. We're the next generation of people in the outdoors, bringing up awareness, whether it be for. What's up, Brady? How are you doing today? So, we're the next growth of the outdoor scene, kind of like how y'all are. What y'all stand for. It's kind of the same deal, but like I said, running with all those crews and stuff, it's a great time, and it makes you feel good as a person, and it just helps you get that many more people into a thing they're trying to push off and die,
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's been one of our great things is I thought he was trying to say something. We've had multiple people reach out and be like, man, y'all got me into duck hunting. Y'all got me into deer hunting. Y'all got me just to start camping or doing outdoor shit, or, and it's a very satisfying gratitude. But, do it. Go ahead, Savannah.
Sorry,
No, go.
I did not
tell
mean
me
to interrupt.
tell me to shut up. No.
But, like, what Garrett was saying is just, like, being in TTHA has opened so many doors, not just for, like, fun in ourselves, but the volunteer work and, like, getting to see, like, those kids' faces. And, like, Trinity Oaks isn't the only thing we do. Like, we do a lot of events with just our members, like tailgates. We did a crawfish boil that Garrett
that crawfish
threw.
boil went crazy.
Yeah,
it was
it was
like
so
right
fun.
after y'all threw y'alls, and I was like, it's literally what I was like, dude, okay, let's do a crawfish boil. Everyone likes, if you don't like eating crawfish, you like drinking cold beer or whatever and just hanging out. And I saw that video y'all posted on TikTok, and I was like, we're going to do the same thing, kind of copy y'all's narrative,
Hey.
and which, I got no problem admitting who I find interesting and stuff. So we threw a crawfish boil last year, and I had a couple alum members come by, and they told all of us that this was the best event they've had, and I was like, this is just a start. Y'all don't even understand, and
That's good that y'all are, pushing this. Y'all have
100%, like I said, the frat life wasn't for me, but I wanted to feel a part of something, a group, I got my best friends. I mean, they're here with me today. They joined the organization with me. And just like her, I'm sure, her story's a little bit more interesting than mine, But, no, it's just awesome. I've met a lot of great people. I've met a lot of great opportunities. There's a lot of kids that were in TTHA in the past, and they came out with jobs to start their adult lives from TTHA, One of our ex-presidents, her name's Maya, she picked up a gig working with TTHA.
She just moved to Kansas because she's working in a lab being like an embryologist, I'm pretty sure. And just through connections through TTHA and like just learning how to talk to people, and that's how she got her job, is through that. And I'm super proud of her. She used to be our president, and she's just having a blast. She just had her training in Brazil for like a couple weeks.
Jeez.
I know, it's crazy.
She's down there catching those piranhas and giant peacock basses and saying, I'm so jealous.
So how many people are a part of y'all's organization? Y'all have a pretty good group of y'all?
So last year we took a major hit with a lot of people graduating, because that's the class right after the 2019 class. The boys that started up came through. But I'd say about right now we have about 60 active members that are very involved in what we do. But I'd say in total, probably 120 that are associated with us, wear our merch or just, are a part of us and stuff. But that's like our main mission this year is to get more people in. And I want everyone to feel like their opinion matters, they're valued, and like just come out and have a good time with us, like
Hell yeah.
it's not just a core group
Yeah,
that can
and
do
it's,
shit.
I think it's really nice, especially like there's a lot, not pressure, but like, most girls that go to college, a lot of them do sororities, and I just never felt like that was my scene. But what I love about TTHA is that it's a big group of people, like boys and girls, and everyone feels heard. Like Garrett was saying, like everyone gets to have an opinion, you feel a part of the group, and it's not really that pressure of like you have to be a certain way or you have to, like Garrett was talking about, he grew up like hunting and all of that, and I didn't grow up doing that. Like I didn't get into that till like 2016. That was just never my scene, and I loved it, but I just never really had those opportunities. And TTHA has definitely shown me that like you don't have to come from that background, and you don't have to have all the nice hunting things and like that. So it's really nice knowing that you can feel part of a group even though you didn't come from the same places.
The guy is telling us we have coffee ready.
You need coffee, Mitch?
I'm good. I just had a Celsius. I will tell you this, man. These gas stations around here are trash.
They're terrible.
They're junk,
Bro.
man.
Circle K's are terrible.
Oh, it was not even Circle K. It was a first stop. No. Was it first stop?
First stop.
I mean, who
Never
doesn't
even
have
heard
dip
of
at a
that.
gas station?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have that here.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's junk.
We're
ridiculous.
in like a very, very nice house in the slums of San Antonio.
100%.
Like I'm like they it's the only house I've actually ever been in, and I've been a lot of places that it automatically locks. Like after 60 seconds, the front door locks itself. They're like, we ain't trying to get our
inside.
yeah. That is but it's a very nice place. Everybody else is still croaked at the house. Me
There
and
you
Mitchell.
go. So what's y'all's story? Like, I know y'all boys are boys from way back, but like, what's y'all's story with Bayou Dragons and what's y'all's narrative and mission with this whole deal? You blew up pretty quick on TikTok,
Yeah,
and then now y'all are into 40 episodes of a podcast. Merch is off the wall.
The podcast, I give Porter props on the podcast because he was the one that was like, hey, man, let's start a damn podcast. Why not? So I'll let you take it, Porter.
Yeah.
Tell our story.
Well, so I've known Mitchell literally, and I've said this before on podcasts. I've known him since we were 5 years old, like on the playground, became buddies, and basically just grew up together. And we started, like I started deer hunting at a very young age. So did he. Like I shot my first deer when I was like 9, and then it was 2008, our 8th grade going to freshman year. We just hunted all the time, and we're like, man, we need a name. You know how kids are. We're like, we need a name for our group. We said Bayou Dragons. He came up with it. We talked about it for months, and he came up with the name Bayou Dragons. So I was like, cool.
I honestly don't remember. I think it was more of a group effort.
It was, but like I think we kind of bounced back and forth between a bunch of shit, and like Bayou would be in the name, or like, but the Bayou Dragon, I was like, that's Mitchell. And then, so we actually did start but I mean, we're like 13, 14 years old. We tried starting like the social media, but that wasn't social media back then. With a
I think they want you to get some coffee, man.
Dude, that dude there.
Need some coffee, man.
That's part of it.
It is. Like, this is what happened last time. That people loved that we stood up for the national anthem and did all that stuff on the last podcast.
Oh, really?
They're like, America, hell yeah. But so we ran it for a little bit, tried. We ended up getting like 1,000 followers, which we thought was like dope as hell when we're 13 years
big
old.
Shit right there.
We're 13 years old with 1,000 followers, then we just scrapped it. And then 2 years ago, Mitchell started posting our videos again on TikTok. I didn't even have a TikTok, and I was like, that shit. Well, Mitchell posted a couple of videos, like educational stuff, like this is how you feed call, this is how you hail call, this is what I would do throwing a spread out, and it just blew up. Like we started getting and we thought it was like awesome because he's like getting 15, 20,000 views, and then we're like, fuck it, let's bring it back. We did, and really our main goal is just to share our outdoor experiences with people that don't get the chance. Like you're saying, you grew up wanting to, or maybe wanting to, didn't have the opportunity, and a lot of people are like, live vicariously through our videos. If it's hunting, fishing, I mean, just hanging out.
And y'all are
Yeah.
located in such a special part of Texas where there's nothing like it. You can't go anywhere that's like it
Yeah.
where y'all are from. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're offering right now online and doing it here. Like we're doing a raffle, $50 for 2-person, 2-day duck hunt in Southeast Texas, which, like, be out in the marsh and people are. I think people that the person that's gonna win is definitely gonna be like, this is very unique. The situation
That's awesome.
So we're trying to do more stuff like that, and I've already talked to a couple of guys down there. We're gonna try to get y'all and even the A&M guys behind us. They try to get y'all a hunt since y'all have all been super, super cool, nice to us, buying our apparel and stuff like that.
well, of course. I mean, it's cool. You know,
I'm gonna get y'all. I'm definitely getting y'all down though. We're having a gumbo cook-off in January.
100%. We'll be there.
Y'all are gonna have
Yeah.
to come down. We're gonna have live
I don't know if
music.
we're gonna be able to compete with y'all, but maybe in the beer drinking.
Hey man,
That's all Garrett. That's not me.
It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have live music.
That'd
It's
be
gonna be
awesome.
like a bunch of teams just doing it down at home.
That'd be sweet. What time? Like what part of January are you thinking?
It's like-
Mid January. We gonna at least get through duck season.
Probably
Maybe
do
like
it right after duck season, huh?
I have to look at the dates. We got the Wingfoot Club rented already, so I have to look at it. But anyway,
Yeah, I want to start getting more involved with doing community stuff, because we got a bunch of people local that follow us and, donate some money to a good cause, get a bunch of people together, have a good time. That's really what it's all about, man, is having a good time. My older brother, I think, said it best. We all work our asses off, man. This is something we do on the side, and a bunch of people and hunting is something to take serious at times, man, but we work a lot, and when we go hunting, we like to have fun, do everything ethically, of course, but we like to have a good time when we're hunting, man. That's kind of what I like to put out there. It doesn't have to be super serious, have fun with your friends, cut loose a little bit, you know.
When you got that big buck showing up on trail camp, that's when you get serious. But if you're just going out there with the boys going to hunt some pigs or something, or in the marsh and stuff. So I didn't start off duck hunting. I'm kind of like y'all's story. I grew up deer hunting, pig hunting my whole life. I got into high school and I was just watching all these duck hunting videos. I was like, this looks awesome. So I started duck hunting and stuff, and I just how duck hunting is. It got addicted like that. And then that's kind of when y'all started blowing up, when I was later in high school and stuff, about 2 years ago. And I just started vibing with y'all's videos and stuff. But y'all did have that Ronatoria Roundup, and it looked like y'all raised a pretty good amount for that one cause. So y'all are starting out already.
Yeah, we try to give back, and we don't we sponsored one of our buddies, Trent, like his college bass, like his boat. We helped wrap his boat for fishing the college series. We sponsor the HF, like their fishing teams, the Anahuac fishing teams. Like we try to give back as much as we can to stuff that we didn't have. I wish we would have had like fishing teams back then. So
100%.
I'm definitely down to donate to the kids
For
like
sure.
that. Help out.
That's like I said, it's that sense of gratitude that you're shown by them is insane. There's nothing like it, Like all of us, all our backgrounds combined, we still have a lot better than a lot of people. We started in college and having a great time in college, but giving back to those kids and also just adults too. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a kid. We don't just work strictly with kids. Just the kids. It helps bring in another group of hunters into this world that we want to keep passing on, right? But even working with the veterans and stuff, you learn so much about the other side of the world and what they've seen, what they've gone through and stuff. And it's just crazy to see how blessed we have it here. Especially I know I don't always am too happy about being in college, but when you hear these stories and stuff, you start to really understand you can't take this for granted and the opportunities that we were given, But also, at the end of the day, going to college as well can be considered a full-time job, A lot of these kids or all of us pretty much are putting in 12 hours of studying every 2 days, trying to keep the grades up so we can do stuff like that. And then a lot of us work on the side too, to keep some cash in our pockets and pay for stuff as well. But, I couldn't be more blessed with this opportunity I was given, and then to be us two running it now. This is our thing.
Y'all's
that
baby.
We
It
can
is.
take off with.
I'm so grateful for TTHA because I really do feel a part of something, and I'm grateful for Garrett in the sense that he truly respects me and wants me to run it with him, and not just a dude being yeah, this is this is mine. Like, you can join, but, like, this is mine. Yeah. No, but it's great. I really do love it. And, like, getting to provide things for our members and, like, I'm just so excited for this year because we have so many fun things planned and, like, the members are really excited, which makes us really excited. And it's all just a pile of gratitude.
And anything that y'all do, like, you know, if we can help out with something or just show up and just be a part of it, I mean, if we're available, it would definitely be fun.
And come to tailgates. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Tailgates or just any event. Like I said, I mean, that I would like to see y'all's demographic of what age group and what audience y'all are pulling. I'm sure
I think it's
17 to 25 is your main audience.
The college age,
and that's,
I think, is mainly our audience.
And I'm excited about this, like, having y'all talking about this. Like, a lot of people probably don't know that colleges offer something like this. And if you're young, high school, and wanting to get into something, like,
100%.
Look for something like this, especially like the Texas kids.
Like I said, if say you want to join an organization, but you necessarily don't want to join Greek Life, and I have nothing against Greek Life, you know, I love it. But if you want to join something different, you know, it's completely different from that. And so if you want to feel like you have a purpose in a group that always has your back, you know, at any time of the day, say I'm going through anything or she's going through anything or the boys I have over there are going through anything, you just shoot a text in the group chat or call one of us. We'll be there for you. And, you know, having that sense of unity within the core group and stuff is awesome feeling, you know, and it just helps, you know, getting through, you know, it's a big transition. A lot of us moving out of our parents' homes and whatever, getting our first houses and, you know, trying to stay on the straight and narrow. But, you know, how sometimes that ain't always.
Oh, bro, it's hard.
It's hard, you know.
Hell,
how old are y'all? How old are you, Mitch?
Shit, I'm 28 now.
28?
28.
Or 28, so, you know.
Yeah,
Y'all been adulting for a little bit. Not long, but a little bit.
Sucks sometimes.
I didn't ever go to college. I graduated high school and had a full-time job 3 days after.
There you go.
It was, you know, I didn't get the college life, so I still try to live it a little bit. Like
For
this
sure.
weekend, we've been kind of, you know, getting a little rowdy.
These past few weekends been fun.
Yeah,
for
they've
you,
been
huh?
fun, but my ass is getting. I am feeling it. Like
I
I'm
bet it's
getting
starting to
older.
get there.
Like last night, me and Mitch were like, "Hey, let's go home." Like it's 1 a.m. I'm tired.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a blast doing all these. I haven't got to do all these shows, but this weekend it's been great so far. Meeting a bunch of new people and making these networking, making connections. You know, helping people out. They help us out. That's what it's really all about.
You, Garrett, are you excited you got a gator hunt lined up with us?
Oh, dude, you don't even know. I've told
That
every
sounds
single
so fun.
person
I know.
know.
As soon as it happened,
I'm going to go
came over,
shoot
like,
dove
"Guess what?"
opener,
Come down.
you know.
I mean,
I would love to.
No,
can come
Gator
down.
Fest is
I
that
mean, I
weekend.
would
I'm
love
saying
to.
all of us, y'all hop in the truck. I'm going to go shoot that gator in the morning, then we go to Gator Fest and get tore up.
The Gator
Yeah,
Fest
that
for
would be
us
fun.
is a big event.
Yeah.
So we
What's
got
Gator Fest? I've
we
never
got a
heard of
booth out
that.
there.
So Gator Fest, like it's right dab in the middle of Gator season, which people don't know, Texas is a 20-day. You have 20 days to harvest your alligators, all that. But Anahuac, there's a festival where it's live music like for like 4 days straight. There's people bring in is the alligator roundup. So like if you have tags in the state of Texas and you want to come bring them in, weigh them, and you show them off, people like gather around. It's just like a whole big festival
That sounds fun.
around those big ass lizards, you know.
And a bunch of music and just having a good old time.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
I think you're doing it on that Friday, huh?
I'm doing it on that Friday, so
Yeah.
and then I was talking to the boys and, you know, everyone. I was going to send it in our group chat. Who wants to go down to Anahuac and go to Gator Fest? You know, it's dove season opener the first week of September, right? We're all probably shooting that, and then it's teal opener, which I can't wait for. And then I'm going to go shoot me a gator, and then I'm going to start getting ready for the whitetails.
Yeah. But dude, that's going to be a fun weekend. I would definitely say everybody, try to get as many of y'all down. And we have a
I think
booth
that'd be a
there.
blast.
Hang out. We just party.
Our booth is a good time at Gator Fest because we got a lot of locals that come hang out. We're blasting tunes. Everyone's hanging out. We're selling hats and shirts, you know, meeting people, just having fun, man.
And just checking out that way of life in Anahuac, you know, that's different. My boss, you know, my ex-employer, he lived in Anahuac for like 25 years. You know, he's lived all over Michigan, whatever. He's traveled the world, right? He said there's nothing like Anahuac, Texas.
Yeah, it gets rowdy, bro.
The Southeast Texas area is a gym, man, in itself. So,
But yeah, no, it's going to be a good time. I was glad that you're able to, and like I said, y'all need to try to bring as many people to like experience it, you know?
I mean, we'll catch a room at the Motel 6. We'll get
Hey,
3 or
bro.
4 of those and just come kick it, you know?
Hell yeah, because for us, we actually go off on our 7th, so it'll be just a full weekend of just getting rowdy.
Oh, sweet. So all y'all will be there, huh, pretty much?
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
right
should
up
be.
Garrett's
Should
alley.
be.
Yeah, I know at least 3 or 4 of us, and then we're trying to get the Hunt Hoot guys down there too.
That'd be awesome.
Try to get them to come and
Are they here this weekend?
No, they're not here this weekend. Boys are busy, but I mean I've been in contact with them all weekend trying to figure out, because we have that, then we have Rice Festival in October,
Festival,
trying to get them down there for that. That's also, there ain't no hunting or nothing like that, but that's just talking about a good time. Rice Festival's a really good time.
Y'all need to come up for the Watermelon Fest. If it's not blazing hot, which is I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be, Watermelon Fest in Luling, Texas is a pretty good time.
When is that? When is the Watermelon Festival?
It's in June, early June.
I wonder if we could get a booth at that. Do they do?
100%, 100% could, and it's a cool deal, dude. And they got these giant watermelons. I mean, I'm talking monster watermelons, biggest watermelons you've ever seen. And then last year, or I guess this year, a couple weeks ago, right? I mean, they had Flatland, everybody there. All these big names, and it's in the small ass town of Luling. That's a nothing town, it's a pass through town. And sorry if you're from Luling, I'm not trying to shit on your town, but it's a good time. And that's like stuff that your audience goes to, or Strawberry Fest.
Strawberry Fest.
Strawberry Fest in Floresville. That's where my boy Tyler's from over there. He's from Floresville and stuff. And
I thought there was a Strawberry Fest also in Pasadena.
Probably.
I think so. I've been drunk there once or twice. All right, we're back. Short little break. I wanted to say something a minute ago that you said you've been a part of a bunch of people's like first year, like kids' first years. I did a program a few years back with my buddy Josh Winslow. It was the Texas Youth Hunting Program.
100%, yeah.
I mean, it's not as like intense as what you were talking about. Like like their families and stuff were there, but they just never had the chance or the opportunity to be able to do it. So I got to take out like this like 14-year-old kid and his dad to go shoot his first deer, and we finally got it. It was like, I'm talking, I was more pumped up than when I shot my first deer.
Oh, 100.
Like his dad is like, let's go! Like we're chest bumping. His kids high-fiving me. Like they're like hugging and almost crying, And it was just a doe, and I was just like, this is awesome. So like we did like the whole thing where we came rolling back into the camp just like, gang, And
It's so rewarding.
I think as you kind of mature as a hunter and, you've been doing it for years, you kind of figure out that that's kind of what it's more about, watching those kids or, a lot of people, it's about the dog, watching the dog work, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man.
Yes. And then the bird hunting, that's more like instant gratification hunting. Deer hunting, you might grind all season to get that one deer that you're wanting or whatever. And that's a bunch of different, like bass fishing for me is like my thing. And I haven't hit that double digit. We were talking about it yesterday. But the day I do,
oh my gosh,
bro, I'm going to get me like a 45-ounce octane and house it. Freaking pee myself, get blackout drunk on an octane.
We a lot of the boys, I was telling you about my boy. He grew up fishing. He's got couple double digits. Dad's got a 14 on the wall and stuff. I'm over here at the 8.5. It's a very respectable fish, but we're going to Lake Fork in February. We're gonna go bounce those jigs off the bottom. I'm gonna catch me a Big Bertha.
Oh,
it's
bro.
gonna happen.
You either go Lake Fork, or if you're really wanting to go, which got rated the #1 lake in Texas, is that O.H. Ivy. Yeah. That's where you can, if you go with like a guy that knows how to read electronics and all that shit, they'll put you on one.
Oh, for sure.
I watched a video of a dude catch like 65 pounds, his best 5 fish, and I'm like, how?
Those damn electronics now, man, it's insane. I don't use any of that shit. I just beat the hell out of the bank. That's how I fish,
And it provides.
It provides decently sized fish. I mean, I haven't caught a big fish, but I've caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, I mean, just during the spring when we really hit it,
and that's really the only time I bass fish is springtime when I go up with Porter. And Porter got me into fishing up at Toledo Bend. That's really the
You're
only
saying
lake I
Toledo's
fish.
back on the top 10 list?
Yeah,
right?
it was like #4.
There you go.
Like in the nation. It just, after that dude broke the lake record with that 16 whatever this year.
That was this year, yeah.
Yeah, they just, it went nuts again. And the lake's finally getting back to like how it was a few years back. There's grass and stuff growing back on it. the Corps of Engineers really messed that lake up by spraying it and throwing carp and stuff in there.
They killed all the damn grass.
I hate nothing more than an Asian carp and a big buffalo carp. I hate no fish. Almost, it's in my top 5 least favorite beings on this animal, like on the animals, fish, insects. It's top 5 for sure for me. Mosquitoes, fire ants,
Mosquitoes are up there.
gnats,
Mosquitoes are number
carps. That's about it. That's those right there. It'll drive me insane.
And what I don't get, what the people like these scientists or whatever, like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw carp in there, they're gonna eat all the grass, and then they're gonna die. It's like, bro, all they do is
Reproduce.
they reproduce and they start eating everything. boy.
So I grew up in Austin, right? So Lake Austin. I actually, all my boys went to high school. Grant Langmore, who has lake record, he's big time in the bass fishing, space and social media and stuff. I mean, back in the day before they dropped those carp in there in Lake Austin, and they had all that hydrangea in there, dude, you were catching double digits, pretty consistently. They weren't, he broke the lake record with like a 13.6, but you're catching 10 pounders, quite often. You're catching them all months, all 12 months, know. So it's and then they threw the carp in there, and then they allowed people to bow fish on.
Oh,
National anthem.
If that does not get you hyped up, I'm telling you, bro.
Beautiful.
I love.
Song ever.
They last week we got a bunch of good feedback on. Actually, we paused for the prayer. We did the national anthem, and people were like, "Dude, America." And that's what we're also trying to push that real hard. Like, man, we're all so lucky to live in this country, and just enjoy it. Stop bitching.
Absolutely. I mean, that kind of goes along with like what we're doing too through TTHA, because Texas State, like, they don't really like us.
They do
very
not
much.
like us at all.
We get no funding from the school, which is like,
That's a
I don't
damn
know
shame.
how normal
Zero.
that is. No funding from the school. We don't get anything advertised about us. We don't, like, people don't even know we exist, and that's what we're trying to do and like grow bigger, because we want people to like find like-minded people, and like people who want to keep traditions alive and like patriotism and like all of that, because I'm super big on that, and I just think it's important that people are able to find each other, especially at Texas State.
And so with the school, we can be, if we were an all-male organization, we'd get more funding, but why?
Yeah.
Why be all-male? Like,
You'd have to be all
no,
male.
like the girls help us so much. If I need someone to pick up the phone, I'm calling over all the other officers that are males. Savannah. You know why? She's gonna pick up the phone.
Well, yeah, she'll pick up the phone. She's level-headed, and she's
100%.
probably
On
not
time,
hungover. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I know when I was y'all's age, I probably wouldn't be the person that you'd want to call. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to come sip some cold snacks over at the house, for sure.
Dude.
But no, like that's a big thing, is we want to get more women in the organization. Like, we have a few, and it would be, but it's an awesome opportunity, and it opens a lot more doors. It's awesome to see women in the outdoors. This is a mainly male,
And that's so insane that the school wouldn't want to be like, oh,
Exactly.
you want to bring in females. That's
Well,
especially this time of age.
Well, it's not even just the female part of it. It's also just the sheer what we stand for. Hunting. We're a bunch of murderers to most of the people at school. So they're unintelligent on the situation of what we are and what hunting actually is. Like, if you look at it, hunters are the most land. Like, they preserve the land better than anyone else. They care about wildlife more than
Dude, just go read a bunch of Theodore Roosevelt quotes, and that dude was brilliant in the outdoor game, and he knew what was up, what needed to happen. Like, he was the one that like basically got like the national parks and everything set up in America.
Like,
that dude was intelligent. He was before his time on all that stuff.
For sure. And you saw pintails back in the day. I don't know how long. Were pintails multiple when you started duck hunting?
It used to be.
And now, it's one. And I was talking to, I think it was Delta Waterfowl or somebody that's here, and they were saying,
with the hunter's help and stuff, by only shooting one pintail every time that's your limit. Now they're saying 2024, 2025 that they're about to juice the pintail where you can shoot 3 Drake pintails.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but if I could have 3 pintails in my limit, that'd be a good day.
It would help us so much because most of our hunts go first volley. It's a big group of pintail because that's like
bust a penny, and then
then we're like shit.
And then
so the whole time we're like, ducks cup in. It's like, all right, everybody get ready. Hold on. Like we have to check up because
and a gadwall hen and a pintail hen look very similar, especially in early season. And so it does make hunting a lot more challenging, which I kind of like. But also, dude,
it's just the stipulations sometimes are a little tough for people that are new to it and they're trying to get into it. So it's like, I can get where a lot of people are scared to start like doing that. I mean, we talked to a bunch of kids yesterday that, want to start getting into waterfowl hunting, and I'm wanting to take, a bunch of people out to be able to kind of just teach them the ropes and tell them.
All I got to say is your paychecks are going to leave after you start duck hunting, because that is the most addictive hunting. That and hog hunting are the 2 most addictive huntings I've personally done. Those 2 have I'm not, Mom, don't listen to this, but I'll skip class to go shoot a limit of ducks, and I'll skip class to go shoot a 300-pound pig. 100%.
I've never been duck hunting.
Yeah.
Shot a
So
bird.
she told me that the other day, and I was like, so my boy Brock, y'all just met him. He grew up down south, right? And he's got the spots, man. He got the juice when it comes to the birds down south. Redheads, canvasbacks, all of them. And he was like, hey, you want to go hunting? Yeah. What? We were in the dorms. He was like, you want to go hunting? I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? And so she told me like 2 days ago, I ain't never been duck hunting. And I was like, oh.
We can change that.
We're changing that up, I want to take her, I want to give her the real experience, though. So we're going to go maybe like December when it gets real cold. So she has to,
Well, wait till it gets cold, man.
Well, unless y'all come down for the Gator Fest weekend, we can probably work something out.
For sure.
That'd
And
be
then
sick.
We can probably get it.
I mean, there's those teal. So what's fucked up with the bird world is you start out shooting the hardest bird to shoot out of the air with doves, and then you go right into teal, which are almost just as hard to hit as a dove. And then you get them big old ducks rolling through, like a big old mallard, just floating through. And then I know y'all go up north every year, so y'all shooting them Canadians and all that stuff. That's a big old. It's not like a sack of potatoes falling out.
Pretty diverse, the species that we get to shoot, but those teal usually come in big wads.
Yeah,
so
you kind of just.
It's kind of one of those things where you're like, which one do I shoot? A lot of the times, you got to pick one out.
So I had an old man who kind of helped me get into duck hunting. Like I wanted to get into duck hunting, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was blowing on I bought a shitty acrylic double reed call, from Academy, right? I'm fucking sitting in my room pissing off my parents, just wailing on this thing. He's like, why are you doing that? He's like, a bird can hear that, right? A very chuck. So he taught me that, and he's like, hey, and when he took me duck hunting, and it was teal opener, and this was like the best year of ducks we had, and this was like, I guess 4 years ago, because the birds have been shit in Central Texas. We kept having giant groups of teal, and I was whiffing. I was just straight muffing him all the time. He's like, dude, just because it's a big group, you still got to pick out individual birds, and that's like the biggest tip, right? You shoot a bird, follow that fucker down the ground, right? Chasing, whatever y'all call it. We call it chasing the shot. It's just like with a bow. That's my expertise levels towards bow hunting and stuff like that and stuff. But I'm getting her out duck hunting. I'm gonna get some other kids out duck hunting. I want to take the kids out duck hunting and stuff. I work with an outfitter. Where I can, public land's a grind, a very big grind, especially around here. And, I want to go work for an outfitter, down in like El Campo in those rice fields or something down there where I can just, they got birds on birds on birds. And that'd make it way more fun for these kids, and then get them hooked. And then you have that many more people in the space that are, promoting duck hunting and keeping it alive, because I'm never not going to hunt,
Yeah.
But if you're going to Texas State this year, or you're thinking about joining an organization, check your school, not just Texas State, but there's quite a few colleges that just started TTHA chapters, and, everyone's dues are a little bit different, but it's a great program for everyone to join. I highly recommend it, and it also just really helps out conservation of hunting and spreading the word of hunting and keeping it going, But if you are coming to Texas State and you want to just come check us out, I'm not saying you have to join, but come to one of our tailgates, come to one of our parties we throw, or come to we do a little kickback stuff at the house, or just, we'll go to pool day or float the river,
And it's also, like, important to know that even if you're not, like, a hunter or a fisher or, like, have never done that stuff before, like, you can still join.
100%.
We don't seclude just because you may not know anything. You may have never touched a gun, never touched a fishing pole, never been in the outdoors in that sort of scenario. But it's like we want to introduce those things to people, and we want to show them that it's not everything they hear nowadays. Like, I think that's a big thing, especially at Texas State. I was talking about earlier, is like you hear, and what Garrett said, like murderers, and like we're such horrible
Just a bunch
people.
of big rednecks,
rednecks.
We're not.
And like,
we're not rednecks.
We're not redneck at all, really. And
know.
it's just important to know that no matter your background, no matter where you came from, what you've done, what you want to do, like even if you don't plan on ever wanting to really hunt or fish, that's not really your thing, just finding like-minded people or finding a new group of people and like things you may be interested that you never thought of before. I think it's really important to like broaden yourself and open your mind up to different
It could
ideas.
even simple down to if you like cold free beer.
Yeah.
And want to come
That's
hang out and
Garrett's
drink
favorite way to
cold free
market.
beer.
Man,
Come out.
I think I'm about to go to college.
Like you don't have, or just say you want to shoot a gun, right? You can hit up one of us. You don't have to want to hunt, maybe that's not what you like. But if you want to shoot a gun, and go clay shooting or something like that, we are more than welcome to like take y'all out, show you the proper way to do stuff, gun safety, how to handle firearms, how to do it the proper way, But again, you don't have to hunt, you don't have to fish. You could just want to be a part of something, and you just couldn't either afford Greek life or couldn't do Greek life, or you just haven't found an organization that you don't like that you like yet. Come check us out, and we might be the fit for you. You don't have to hunt. All I'm saying is, but I've never seen somebody that went hunting and not liked it. If they, got something, or just even went out there. The prettiest sunsets I've ever seen were either in the duck marsh or sitting out at the deer lease, duck or deer hunting and duck hunting and stuff like that. If you just like nature and looking at the stars, we can do that stuff. So
to the girls, I definitely say like don't be intimidated by it. Like I was definitely intimidated by TTHA at first, because when I went to the first like member meeting, like the interest meeting, it was me, Maya, and I think one other girl.
And I was Ellie or what?
Yeah, it was Ellie.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? And I knew no one but Maya, and I barely knew Maya. I can't remember even how I met her. But I was like, I don't know about this. I was scared to talk. I was scared to, like, give my opinion about anything. So I was like, these boys look like they know more about hunting and fishing than I do, which they did. But I also had to tell myself, like, don't be intimidated by it. Like, if you're a girl and you want to join, like, there's nothing wrong with that. And by you joining, you're creating a better space for more girls to join and, like, recruiting more girls and wanting girls to join. And I just think it's important to not be so intimidated by it and just speak your mind and have fun and be a part of it. Don't be shy about it and, like, weary just because there's not a lot of girls in it, because by you joining, you're going to be starting to make more girls in the organization.
Yeah.
And we welcome everybody. I don't care
Yeah.
what you look like, who you are, what you stand for. We don't care, We're all individual and different. Just come say what up, Kind of like y'all's thing is y'all are all different but all got the same kind of views, right? And y'all kind of are in y'all's own space in this world of, like, social media and the outdoor social media of, fuck it, we're going to do what we want to do,
Yeah,
and that's what we do.
That's what it's always been. We personally don't really try to dwell on the opinions of others. We just try to have a good time, promote positivity, and have fun in the outdoors. But we're about to get this thing wrapped up. We're about to get the booth open. Savannah, do you have a final message for the women audience, the woman audience that want to get into hunting or fishing and, want to join, maybe look into joining your organization?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Truth is going to lose
Sorry, that
his
just caught me off
mind. I
guard.
wish y'all could see over
I
here.
know, Truth's
Yeah,
gonna freak.
we have a mount of some kind of
Ringtail cat.
ringtail
ringtail.
cat, and somebody just came up and just is holding it like a baby.
But
Anyway,
For the women, I would definitely say, like, it's easier said than done, but be outgoing. Just talk to people, broaden your horizons, and just, like, don't be afraid to be vocal in the outdoors just because you're a girl. And being a girl means nothing, especially in today's day and age. Like, it's not that big thing that it used to be that girls are in the outdoors, you know, but definitely be open to it and don't be shy about it. And just tell other girls. I know when I was younger, I wish I had, like, some girl I saw in the outdoors to look up to. And, like, again, with those kids that we work with, knowing that they can look up to women in the outdoors and be like, oh, like, girls do this too. Like, when I grow up, she's old. When I grow up, I can be in the outdoors too, and I can do these kind of things. And I think it's important to set those examples for young women, and that there is no boundary. Like, the sky's the limit. You can do anything. So, yeah, I think it's just important to know you can do anything you put your mind to.
Hell yeah.
Well said.
Well said. Y'all seem like a bunch of well-rounded people. I've enjoyed all of y'all, and I definitely plan on working with y'all in the future, or at least just hanging out, you know.
For sure.
So, thank you, Tanner. Ruskas, best kolaches in Texas.
But if y'all want to follow our social media so you can reach out, shoot me a DM. I'll personally respond to you. It's TXST_TTHA. It'll be, I don't know if y'all can see this sign behind me, but it will be that sign as our logo on, you know, Instagram.
What we'll do is we'll crop that. We'll put that sign on the header of the YouTube video.
Sweet. And, like, you know, shoot us a DM. If you just want some cool ass Texas State merch or Southwest Texas merch, like, if you're an alum, we do that too. Just strictly merch. You don't have to be associated with this at all. But, you know, a lot of the merch we sell is alumni of Southwest Texas State, not Texas State. You know, they didn't go to Texas State. They went to Southwest Texas. So, you know, anybody, shoot us a DM. If you just want some Bobcat merch, you know, that's, you know, we're here for everybody. We're here to serve the people. We were blessed with the opportunity to serve the people, and we're going to take this thing as far as we can take it. You know, sky's the limit, like she said. But it was nice talking to y'all today, boys. Let's get this show rolling. Got a couple more hours here, you know. Let's get it going.
That was a good podcast. You are well spoken, and I think people are going to enjoy this episode for sure, especially a young crowd. They're going to be like, okay, this is cool, something I can be a part of.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Anything else, Mitchell?
I'm good with it, man. Let's get rolling.
All righty, guys. Thank y'all for episode 40, and this will be out in a few days.